of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge for Knowledge and Exchange Information with Knowledge Ali. Today we tackle a critical and often overlooked issue: the lack of safe spaces for the black man. We're gonna explore the reasons behind this absence. The profound impact that it has on the black man, and actionable steps to create and maintain these essential safe places that are needed for us. So, reasons why black men don't have a safe space. We got to go back in history a little bit, So, you got historical and systemic racism. The legacy of slavery and segregation. Give me a second. There we go. But like I say, the legacy of slavery and segregation, the historical context of slavery and segregation has left scars, creating environments where black men are often viewed with suspicion and hostility. You have the institutional racism, and the institutional racism that is in your educational system, it is in employment, and it's in the criminal justice system, and it continues to marginalize us black men, limiting our access to safe and supportive environments. You got the stereotypes and the biases that we have to deal with, the poor media representation, the negative media portrayals of us black men as violent or criminal, and that contribution to this societal bias, and how they reinforce those harmful stereotypes. And some of those stereotypes we fuck around and, excuse me, I'm gonna be real for a little bit. Some of them stereotypes we fuck around and we glorify that bullshit that don't need to be glorified. So as far as media representation, we need more positive representation of the black male role model, not just for us men, but for these young boys as well. But I'm gonna go and jump into the every day, it's discrimination. You got them daily microaggressions and just the overt discrimination, in the various settings that undermine us black men's sense of safety and belonging. We gotta deal with that. Somebody asked, do you believe racism still exists? I have to ask the question, what is your ethnic background for you to ask that question? Because obviously, you're not what I am. Because that question shouldn't have to be asked if racism still exists. But I digress. I'm going to keep on moving on. We're going to get into the economic and the social barriers. Oh, I can agree with the guy in the comment. It'll always exist, not just tribalism. Yeah, true enough. Hey, if y'all want to, yeah, we're going to do that. Let's see if we can get us a nice little open panel discussion after I finish breaking some of this down. And, I'm pretty sure some of y'all out there that got some stuff y'all can pick it back on and add on to the things I'm breaking down. Let's give some more knowledge for the knowledge. So, like I say, let's get into these economic and social barriers that they got up against us. You know what I'm saying? The economic inequalities, such as the lower employment ratio and the wages. We already know the wages fucking suck. And then, like I say, they want to restrict us black men from having access to resources and opportunities that could, help us help provide those safe spaces that we need. You know what I'm saying? And then you got that social isolation thing. Like, it seemed like society caught this whole term of social, and it made everybody antisocial, if you ask me. Yeah, some of these niggas ain't real. You got the lack of representation. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough representation. So if we ain't got no representation, how we gonna have a safe space? And ain't nobody out here repping that, yo, it's a safe space created. Here it is. Excuse me, I'm scrolling through the comments real quick. Oh, you just curious. So that goes to show you asked the question and you don't fit the ethnic background to ask that question. So now I understand why you asked, because if you was a god like me, that question shouldn't have to be asked. But anywho, I try not to pay attention to a lot of that mess. But we're going to carry on. Like I said, the lack of representation or the underrepresentation in leadership, it's a lack of us black men in leadership roles and decision-making positions, and that also contributes to the absence of these safe spaces where, we can feel understood and supported, and we gotta have more community leaders, man. Like, I ain't gonna call nobody yet. I'm gonna just say we need more community leaders. Having black men in visible leadership roles, not none of that shit where you behind closed doors, you in an office. No, we need to put our people in these spots, and then these need to be people that need to come out and hit the street in the community, not just get in front of a camera or every time it's a something happening. I know certain words we can't say no more because society is sensitive, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Nonetheless, we need more black men in visible leadership position roles. You know what I'm saying? Not none of that. Oh, I do this and then so. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay you no attention, dude. Like, you're not gonna distract me. You trying to stop my flow. That's all right. We're gonna keep it moving. The impact of not having safe spaces, you dig, has an impact on your mental health. The increased stress and anxiety, that constant exposure to discrimination and the lack of safe spaces leads to things like chronic stress, and anxiety amongst us black men. Like, I don't really care about your question. I don't care if your question is valid or invalid. Like, stop talking to me. How about that? Save it for the open panel discussion. How about that? You see what I'm trying to do, bro? I'm not finna talk to you and I'm breaking this down for the people. We're going to carry on. Like I say, the mental health. And let's get into the depression and the mental health, the stigma. You got high rates of depression and the stigma around seeking mental health support within the black community. Like I say, we don't have access like other ethnic groups have access. And I'm not even expecting for these other ethnic groups to understand. Those who don't understand versus those who do understand and choose to play dumb. You heard me. Those who understand and choose to play dumb. So let's get into physical health. and how that has an impact by not having a safe space. You know, chronic health conditions, chronic stress, and lack of support can lead to physical health issues, you know, such as hypertension, heart disease, and other stress related conditions. You know, the disparities in healthcare access and quality, healthcare, you know, are issues for us black men. And then you have the social isolation. You know, social isolation results in feelings of loneliness and disconnection from both the black community and broader society itself. You know, this isolation affects personal relationships, you know, including family dynamics and friendships. But the family dynamics is most important because when you backtrack a lot of this, you will come to find out a lot of this starts in the home. Now, you have behavioral consequences too, with due to the lack of not having a safe space. You know, we have to deal with maladaptive coping mechanisms. You know, the lack of safe spaces can lead to maladaptive behaviors such as substance abuse, aggression, and other coping mechanisms, you know. And then, you know, violence in the community violence, however you want to put it, social isolation, and the lack of support and increased rates of community and violence are all interconnected as far as having an impact. Now, how can we create safe spaces for black men? Barbershop. Let's get back to basics. Barbershop. When I was young, that was the safe space for not only us men, but for us young boys who was coming up into men. And we got to learn from men in our community, you know, representative men. You know, they may have not been perfect, but they were good, hardworking family men. So barbershop or barbershop therapy sessions, you know, those are what is considered staples in the community. You know, those are successful community businesses, you know. But a barber is also like a therapist, you know. I don't know about these new barbers, but back in my day, barber was a therapist. You could talk to your barber about what was going on. They offers you some advice. It just wasn't no cut and a fresh shave and a lineup, you know what I'm saying? Like you got words of wisdoms, you got jewels dropped in your lap, you know what I'm saying, while you was getting that fresh cut. Or jewels getting dropped while you sitting there waiting to get cut. It's probably some OGs over there in the corner playing some chess, and you know, somebody probably coming in selling bootlegs and all that. So like, yeah, that's one of them ways where we can create a safe space for people without, you know, all that other stuff, you know. It ain't always about going to the barbershop and clowning. Like some of us men, we compartmentalize so much stuff because we don't have those outlets. We don't have those spaces. We don't have to where we can talk and be expressive. You know what I'm saying? So them barbershop therapy sessions, you know, those can provide safe spaces for black men to discuss, you know, their experiences and, like I say, you know, receive support in a familiar setting. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing with safety, it has to have a familiarity to it. You know, support groups, you know, and other mentorship programs are very essential, you know, for providing safe spaces, and places for black men to share their experience and to build supportive networks. So, like I say, nonetheless, like I say, with the community leadership, we need the barbershops to step that game up in the community, formulate some support groups, I know some people out here who got nonprofit programs. So I know some people out here that's out here trying to make a difference in the community or in these homes and got mentorship programs. It just ain't for boys. Some of us grown ass men need a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Daddy might have not had it all together, and then whatever we done learned in the streets may have not been the best teacher. So yeah, find you another man that got his shit together and start picking his brain and learn. You ain't never too old to have a mentor. I'm 40 years old and got a shit ton of mentors. My mentors 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, man. Like, ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Get you one. That's part of your tribe. That's part of your ancestors, man. When you need that guidance or you need that big brother talk, that's what they there for. Politics. I don't too much get into it, but when it come down to us having safe spaces, yeah, I'm gonna speak my piece on it. So these policy changes, right? For those of y'all who participate in that game that I don't like playing, that y'all call politics, advocate for policy changes that promote the inclusion and support of Black men in various sectors, including education, healthcare, and important. Stop voting for people who ain't gonna do shit for you. Yeah, I'm gonna take the time out in the show to go ahead and get that out the way. Since it's that season and everybody in their feelings about whoever on the left or whoever on the right, research what they got going on versus all that complaining. And if neither one of them ain't about shit, the hell with both of them. Leave them alone. Find somebody else. How about we get somebody else in that spot? Why we always gotta vote for the bottom of the barrel ass shit and then we complain about it knowing it's bottom of the barrel? So yeah, let's change these policies so stuff actually get better for the Black man and everybody else. Right along with that, you got the criminal justice reform. You know, it's necessary to address that. You know, the systemic biases that disproportionately affect Black men and you know, we gotta create safer communities. Get back to our own. Stop depending on the government. We gotta learn to self-govern, man, for real. Representation and leadership, you did. You know, you like I said, increase representation of Black men in leadership roles. That will ensure that a voice is heard and needs will be met. Not put somebody in to play the damn dog and pony show. No, we're not gonna do that. We need to stop. Like, if y'all gonna do that, y'all gonna do all this voting and stuff, put people in the right spot. So we don't have to continue to deal with things like criminal justice reform and us not having safe spaces. It just ain't the Black man. I'm just getting Black men out the way before I touch on the ladies and how the ladies ain't got no safe spaces and how the Black women need to be protected too. That's a whole nother episode. I just had to get this out the way, and I got y'all. Trust that. Like I say, community advocacy plays a crucial role in pushing for changes that create safe spaces for Black men. You know, you got your mental health support. Like I told y'all before, on this show, on this podcast, this platform, we gonna touch on mental health a lot because it is very, very important. So, accessible mental health services tailored to the unique experience of Black men are essential. Essential, accessible mental health services that need to be tailored to the unique experience of us Black men are essential. And I hope y'all hear that. I'm going to say it one more time because I like saying stuff in threes. Accessible mental health services that are tailored to the unique experience of us Black men are highly essential. And yeah. So with that being said, I got some words, some wisdom before I get up out of here. But I ain't gonna necessarily get up out of here. I think I'm after I'm done with this, I'm gonna end the live. I'm gonna take me a little break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some open panel discussions and Let's talk about why it ain't no safe place for the black man in an open panel discussion. But let me get y'all some words of wisdoms, Creating safe spaces for black men is not just about providing physical locations, but about fostering environments where they can express themselves freely, receive support, and thrive without fear of judgment or discrimination. Yeah, that's words of wisdom by me, Knowledge Ali. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for our after show highlight recap, where we'll summarize the key points and takeaways from today's episode. We'll also share some additional insights, words of wisdom, to help apply these concepts in your own life and community. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna run the after show. Y'all drop in the chat if y'all want to come up on the panel. Yeah, y'all stay tuned.
Some of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't Some of you niggas ain't
All right. Welcome to the after show. Knowledge for knowledge, exchange information with Knowledge Ali. Tonight's episode, we covered no safe place for the black man and reasons as to why, right along with reasons as to fix that, so we can have safe spaces in our community. So some of the key points we went over, we went over the historical and systemic racism, understanding the deep-rooted causes of lack of safe spaces for us black men. And then, we jumped into mental and physical, the impact that it has on our mental and physical health, recognizing the severe consequences of not having safe spaces on the mental and physical health of us black men. The community and solutions to policy. We explored effective community initiatives and advocacy for policy changes to create these safe spaces for us black men. Some things to take away, support community initiatives, engage with and support local initiatives that provide safe spaces for black men. Advocate for change, use your voice to advocate for policies that promote inclusion and support for the black man. We have to foster inclusive environments, We have to work towards creating environments in our own community where us black men feel safe and supported, Safe spaces are essential for the well-being and growth of black men. By working together to create these spaces, we can build stronger and healthier communities. Thank you all for joining us on this episode of Knowledge for Knowledge in Exchange for Information with Knowledge Ali. We hope you found the discussion on the lack of safe spaces for black men insightful and valuable. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. Stay updated with our latest episodes. Reach out to us via email for any questions and topic suggestions. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, And like my daughter saying, it's time to end the show. She a little fussy.
Some of you niggas